Okay.
We've bared it all for our geocaching
I have bared it
experience.
all. I have.
Yeah, but did you do a full video, a full length video, or you just do a short?
He just needed a short.
Yep. Just a TikTok. Anyway, it started already, Scott. Wow.
It's live.
Wow.
We're live right now. Let's let
Yeah, I
everything
know.
propagate. So
I know. Letting it all go through.
let it all go through. Let it all propagate through the internets. Hey everybody! Starting the show a couple minutes tonight. We've got two geocachers from Alaska here. Oh, look at that! There's a bear eating chat.
There it is. Yep.
Freeweez and Geofootstomper from Alaska talking about geocaching in Alaska tonight. That's the show. Guys, got a call. You guys give us a call 808-468-7924. You got a question for them or a comment? They'd be more than happy to take your call. And we didn't start late, which is always a plus.
Yeah, no.
Always a plus. Oh, was that my phone?
Yep, that was yours.
Yes, it was. I moved it. I was getting a text on my phone.
It's. Has anyone ever lived in a van
No.
down by the river? But in this weather and this temperature, like it's 97 in here at the moment. Inside the 97. It's 87 outside, 97 inside.
Don't you have air conditioning?
Well, I'm going to start the van, leave the van just sitting there running with the air conditioning running.
So what do you do at night when you go to bed? How do you sleep at 96?
I've got a roof vent and a fan, which is on right now. So I have a roof vent open and the fan. I have had the roof vent open and it poured raining, but luckily my roof vent actually closes with rain. It senses it and closes. So. Fancy.
Look at you.
I know, right?
Ritzy. Wow. All right, let's start this. Everybody ready?
Born ready.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to throw you guys on mute, okay? Everett and Louise, I'm going to throw you guys on mute. All right, here we go.
In 3,
2, I'm not ready. 1.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means it's once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks, and please welcome first our co-host from Down Under, C. Michelle.
See my show. And yes, g'day, Scott. How are you? It is stifling hot. I'm sweating in this little sweat box here. How do you do it in Illinois? I don't know.
And please welcome to my virtual left, my other co-host, Chaz 427.
Howdy, y'all. Let's talk geocaching Alaska.
That's right, guys. Tonight's episode 869, recorded live on June 25th, 2025, is Geocaching Alaska. Phone lines are now open, guys, so give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, you can call us free via the web at cullenstudio.com/show/GCPC. But first, Chad.
Sir.
We got to talk about Patreon.
Got to pay those bills.
Guys, it's almost time here. This is the time when it starts getting expensive here. When all the bills start rolling in. Guys, it costs a lot of money to make this podcast work. We really use your help. There's 2 ways you could help us out. One, you make a one-time payment, one-time donation. You go to PayPal. That's PayPal.me/the Geocaching Podcast. You make that one-time donation. Doesn't matter what it is. Go straight to the bills. Or, Chad, you were the star of Patreon this week.
Ooh.
Did you? No,
I saw. I did some caches. I didn't reveal any secrets, so
right. I lived it. I don't need.
I lived
guys.
It. Exactly.
You joined Patreon.
Do you get anything with that?
Yes.
Did you get anything with that?
You get extra audio, extra video, only available to our Patreon members. You get stickers and coins and pat tags and pins. You get the flash tags as well. So guess what, guys?
Oh.
Guess what?
I know.
No, you do.
Yes, I do. I know.
I got a call from Michael, guys, from last
Yeah.
week from
Yeah.
pathtags.com. He
Yeah.
said, "Send me your logo, guys. If you are going to Midwest Geobash, we are going to have GCPC flash tags.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, you got to go to the booth and pick them up.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Give them away. We're just out of maybe save me one and then just give the rest away.
No. I'll be selling them off for $1 a piece. So all money goes towards me in my pocket. I'm joking. I've got to get a wage somewhere. No. Come and see me at Midwest Geobash, and absolutely, I'll have them there, and I'll have a few of my path tags as well, Scott, as well, from the ambassador tags.
We are one of the first flash tags being created. We are I think we're like one of the first 10 actually being created.
Have you seen Big Guy's flash tag?
No,
I've seen Big Guy's flash tag, and all I'll say is it lives up to the name of a flash tag.
Yes, GCPC flash tags will be in existence, and we'll get more, guys. Don't worry, but we will be getting them. We are the officially the first batch within the first batch of runs. We're in the first batch of runs, so it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be cool to see a GCPC one. Take a picture of it so I can put it on socials too. Will you, Craig? Please?
Yeah, sure. Why not? And I'll keep one for myself.
You sure you keep one for you too? So yeah, guys. So stickers and path tags, all that good stuff. Yeah. You get the patron only show at the end of the year where we just give stuff away. So guys, tiers start as low as $5. If you want to join us, you want more information, you go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at Cachly.com. That's CACH.
Is it me or is Chad?
It's Chad's mic's gone again.
Chad, your mic's having issues.
My mic's on. Hello.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe you need to actually talk into it.
Maybe.
There you go.
Tonight we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write in the rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache and do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocaching Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers, written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cache bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com. That's ftfgeocacher, one word.com.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Be Gone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com. And
by Practical Geocaching, who have something new for this summer. New freebie offers through September 30th. But that, guys. Receive one pack of our new Lego log roller with any order of $25 or more. 2, receive a bundle of 52 Write in the Rain cut logs with any order of $50 or more. Or 3, receive our EDC TOTS tool of the trade with any order of $100 or more. Guys, that tot includes a stainless steel mini multi-tool, Eversharp scribe, deluxe log roller, titanium tweezers, rechargeable 800 lumen flashlight, and a rare earth magnet. You can find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group, with adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL. If you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, then you've gone to the right place. Give them the opportunity to show you just how often they can enhance your geocaching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artandcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And by pattags.com for all your swag and pat tag needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized pat tags. With over 50,000 tags to collect, pattags.com is everything you need to start your pat tag obsession. Visit them at pattags.com. That's PATHTA.
That was too early. You were too early then, Scott. Too early.
I was prepared this time. And by GeoGo. Go caching with GeoGo, the geocaching app for Android that includes a Where-I-Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you're an advanced geocacher, GeoGo helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk TV logging, and much more. Learn more by visiting them at geogo.com. That's GEOOH-GO.com.
And finally, Cashcraft. Cashcraft builds handmade devious geocaches, including their ultra devious real nail geocache, as well as gadget caches, path tags, geocoin displays, and much more to get you out caching and keep you in the game. Also, be sure to visit the booth at Midwest Geobash, along with getting a flash tag from me. See them at the booth at Midwest Geobash, July 25 to 26 in Ohio, and you can find all these items on cashcraftnj.com. That's CACHECRAFTNJ.com. I paused for the H.
I appreciate that. As always, guys, you can find links to our sponsors on our website or, Shadley?
Or in our show notes.
In our show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so practical geocaching, who hasn't changed their tag in 5
I
years?
know.
5
I
years.
know.
And it was
I
always the
know.
shortest tag. It was super short.
I know. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, Jim. I do really
throws
do.
me a curveball here and gives me a paragraph to read. That I have to read till September 30th. That I'm happy to.
Give Scott actually work to do too. And I will say a big shout out to Jim as well, because Jim's going to be a sponsor as well, Scott, for the Bamrama 2026. Just saying.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Look at him.
Very good man, Jim. He spreads his love around everyone, all the geocaching world. So
Yes.
thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. We love Jim.
Some news real quick. It's the final week for the picture contest on social media.
Oh, it is too.
It is, yeah.
It is too.
Like it's over like in 5 days.
And you can't win it.
I'm winning. I'm winning.
No, you're not. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. You're not going to win.
Okay, I think we should go to the listeners on this one. I think we should go to the listeners on this one.
Okay, what we're going to do is this, all right? Is if you win, Scott, then yes, you will win. The photo will be in the calendar for the end of the year. Okay, I get that, because you definitely want your head in that calendar. I can guarantee it. But when it comes to the prize, the second place person should be able to win that prize. I know, that's what I thought. You don't want a prize, so the second place person wins the prize, and you still get your ugly mug in the calendar.
What about Chad? Chad's in the picture too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason why people are voting for it, because Chad's in the picture, not Scott.
First one that I'm in the picture.
You see,
I was going to say maybe that's a reason, because you've never seen Chad smile so big,
happy.
so proud.
Happy.
Yeah, you must have been really quiet, Scott.
Yeah. Also, ET Highway, guys, this November, Thanksgiving, guys. I'm going to freeweez and to Everett Geofootstomper too as well. This November, Thanksgiving weekend, guys. 2025, ET Highway. We're all going. ET Highway. We're doing it GCPC style. Chadley, we're up to 61 people.
16 cars. Ooh.
16 cars.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
I've got my +1 already for that trip. I'm gonna actually rent a little convertible 2-seater just so it can just be the two of us. So. But imagine a convertible along the ET highway, all the dust. Like, oh man, I'd be having lots of beers that night to try and wash the dust out of my throat.
Guys, you want to be part of this? It's becoming an epic event.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so much fun. All listeners, all the hosts, we're all going to be there.
We have to start an event too, Scott. We have to do an event there.
4,000 caches in a week.
And you know, it's only 300 will attends at an event for it to become a mega star.
I know.
What are you thinking?
I know. You're putting thoughts in the head that don't need to go in there. Guys, so it's a Wednesday and a Sunday travel days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're hunting ETs. So guys, if you want to be part of this, again, send us an email. No commitment at this time. No. You want us, all you gotta do is send us an email, thegeocachingpodcast@gmail.com. Give me your email address. Say yes, this is add me to the list. Give me your geocaching name, your email address. Add me to the list. You'll be added to the list. And then when we start discussing this, which we have to start doing, guys, we got to start doing this. And it's already June, for cripe's sake.
End of June.
Already the end of. Oh, we really got to get going on this. Guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss it. The ET Turkey Trot. It's going to be amazing. So yeah. So everybody want 61 people. You guys want to join in? You can. The Geocaching Podcast at gmail.com. That's all we got. We got no emails this week, so which I'm happy about. So guys, a few months ago, me and Sandy, Skippy, I should say Skip, and Cody Dog, and Tyrone Shoelaces went to Alaska to hit our. Me and Cody Dog were hitting our 49th state. Okay, and we had an amazing day, and we had an event at the end of the day, and we met freeweez, and Geofootstomper I don't think was there, but I did meet freeweez.
Yes, he was.
He was there.
He was there.
So we got freeweez and we got Geofootstomper on the show tonight. Oops, sorry guys. So welcome guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
Did I meet you ever? Did I meet you?
You did, but you were kind of busy with some other people, and I talked to other people in your group.
Okay, good. I apologize. I couldn't remember if you were there. I know I met Louise. You can't miss her.
You could always look at the will it have attended list.
I did.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Geofootstomper. Anyway, so let's
Probably would have recognized me if I had my pirate hat on.
Maybe that was it. So while I was at the event, I was talking to Louise and I said, I have to get you on my show. Would you come on? Would you come on the podcast? You said, absolutely, sure. Because Louise is so amazing, so awesome. She just like just this bundle of energy. She was an amazing woman. And yeah, you were awesome. So welcome.
Thank you, Scott.
Louise,
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
You
Really
too.
good to see you again. So let's talk geocaching Alaska. I was just there. Craig, have you been there?
Yes, I have.
Chad,
How
have
long
you
ago?
been there? Hold on. Chad, have you been there?
Yes.
Okay, we've all been there. So,
How long ago?
Haven't been to Sitka, but I've been there.
Okay.
It's been 10 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's time to
years
come
ago.
back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I definitely need to get another trip up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We'll
need
be-
to get to Sitka.
We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah.
one of the things that I found pretty amazing about Alaska is it's a pretty big state. It is a pretty big state, and Illinois, a big state, not as big as Alaska, I don't think, but Illinois has many variations of groups. We have a northern group, we have a central group, we have a southern group, Southern Illinois group, all different groups of geocaching. You guys have one group for the entire state.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a lot of ground to cover there, especially because a lot of the ground doesn't have people.
Exactly. That's the big thing about our state is it's so unique because it is so big. You can't just drive where you want to get a cache.
No. So talk to us about caching in Alaska. How long? First of all, I want you both to tell me how long you've been caching for.
I've been caching since 2017.
Okay. What about you, Louise?
I've been caching since 2010.
Ooh, old schooler
A
there.
little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
here's
so
the story how I got into it.
I would love to hear the story. Absolutely.
When I moved from Michigan in 2010, I moved to Anchorage because it's the big city. It's got the dog sled race. It has a symphony. It has geocaches. But my family all lived in Seward, which is 2 hours drive on a good day.
Okay.
On a good day, it means no construction, no motorhomes, no tour buses, no avalanches, no landslides, no accidents, because it's only a
no moose in the
two-lane
roadway.
highway. It's only a two-lane road between Anchorage and Seward. And if there happens to be an accident, sometimes the road can be closed both directions for 3 hours and you sit.
Mhm.
And in many parts of getting from Anchorage to Seward, there is no cell service.
Mm.
So the first thing my daughter told me is, Mom, you have to have an emergency box in the trunk of your car. Water, food, snacks, whatever. Blankets.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I would go to Seward to visit them. And my wonderful son-in-law, one time I'm down there, says, hey, we're going on a hike today. I'm great. Let's go outdoors. Let's go for a hike. We're going to find a geocache. What's that? Well, you'll find out. So he has his GPS and he's got this sheaf of papers. I mean, 8.5 by 11 papers in his hand.
Mhm.
And I'm like, where are we going? well, we're going over here. And he's following his GPS. And I'm like, what are we looking for? I don't know. How far is it? Oh, it's about 1.5. I'm like, okay. So he says, okay, we're close. Now we look. What are we looking for? I don't know, but it's kind of big. So he's thumbing through all these papers because back then he didn't. I don't know when the apps came out for phones, but he didn't have it.
The app
He
came
had-
out right around 2010, 2011. right around-
2010. I know that there were definitely some apps were out.
There's some apps, but I mean the official geocaching
The
app.
official geocaching app was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, right around there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's thumbing through all these papers trying to read past logs, which he printed off
Mhm.
to get some hints on what we're looking for. The good news, we finally found it.
Oh,
And I think I've been hooked ever since.
Nice.
I blame it all on him anyway. My addiction, I blame all on my son-in-law.
So
How about
what
you,
was-
Everett? How'd you get into it, Everett?
Well, in 2017, let me back up a little bit before that. I used to work with a guy over at the police department. I'm a retired police officer, and a coworker was a geocacher. So we'd go to coffee, and he'd say, "Come on, Everett, there's this really cool game out there. You can use your phone, and you get these coordinates. You go out there." I mean, he's explaining all this to me, and I'm going, "Yeah, Gary, I don't think I'm interested." So he goes on for a couple of years, kept telling me, "Come on, Everett, you got to get out geocaching." So finally, about 2017, I decided, well, I'll go out geocaching. And so, for the first time, I went out and found my first cache. At the beginning, it was really hard to find them because, being a new geocacher, like Louise said, you don't know what you're looking for. Is it little, big? Is it hanging up or on the ground? So, I'd only find like 1 out of every 10 geocaches I was looking for at the beginning. But it basically started in 2017 when a friend basically got me hooked onto geocaching.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And a retired police officer. Craig is a police officer as well, retired.
Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
23 years for myself, Everett. How many years for yourself?
26 for me.
26. Well done, mate. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for your service as well. In what branch were you in particular?
Basically started in patrol like most cops do, and then I went
Mhm.
into the traffic division, worked
Oh.
hit and runs, fatalities,
Yep.
which ended up where I spent most of my career in. But I did that for a while. Then I went back to detectives, worked sexual assaults, homicide, and then I wiggled my way back into traffic and ended up retiring as a fatality investigator.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I was very similar. I started in general duty sort of work as well, and then I went straight to traffic or highway patrol, and then I stayed there for the rest of my time too. So I did 20 plus years in highway patrol. So yeah.
People either really love it or they hate it. And
I loved it, and everyone hated me. But anyway, that's okay.
they hate all
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
I got reverse drafted into the traffic division. I'm on patrol, and I loved it there. And all of a sudden, the junior guys got drafted into traffic because no one wanted to go. Once I got in there and realized how good it was, it's like, I don't want to go back to patrol.
Yeah.
So I found a home there, and it sounds like you did too.
Sure did, mate. Thank you again.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep. So Alaska's so big, there's one road that goes south, and there's basically one road, it does branch off, that goes north. You can't get lost. Our highways, most of our highways are 2-lane. That's it. They're called highways, but they're only a 2-lane road. Sometimes no shoulder. So getting around is kind of hard. I was just reading up on this a little bit ago, I think in other states there's a Delorme challenge.
Yeah.
I thought it was unique to Alaska when I moved here. I didn't know about other states. Well, we can't drive to all those like you can. When you live in contiguous United States, you can drive anywhere you want.
Sure. Yeah.
We can't do that, So to get to caches here, it's like trains, Alaska Railroad, bikes, ATVs, boats, kayaks. They say planes, you got to fly.
Oh, I flew. I flew Sitka. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to fly to Sitka. Dog sled.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I was just reviewing that Delorme challenge here for Alaska, and there has been one of, I'm going to say, our Alaska cachers, because I got to know him pretty well once I got into meeting people here. Really wonderful guy. But he totaled up how much he spent to complete that Delorme challenge here in Alaska. And it's in the thousands of dollars.
Wow. Wow.
Because sometimes he had to even charter a smaller plane to take him places and then wait for him to go truck into the woods and find the cache.
So how many pages of Delorme pages are there for Alaska?
It was revised in 2020, and I think you have to complete 15 pages and I got it right here. Hold on just a second. 15 pages and 5 more of your choice.
15 pages and 5 more of your choice.
Yeah, and that's called the South Central Delorme Challenge.
Okay.
Wow.
I have no idea about the northern people because they're way off the road system up there.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, though, you think about it, Scott, when you look at it, you know, you get a taxi or an Uber, right, to a cache, for instance. If you're in a different state or a different city, you absolutely do that. And it costs you a few bucks extra if you need them to wait for you. How much extra does it cost to actually have a plane
wait for you? Oh, God.
And can you imagine if this thing takes you a little bit longer than normal to find it? Like
Exactly.
Like
right?
you're not DNFing it, so you
No.
are.
No, you're not. Once you spent that money and you're there, no, you're not going to DNF it. No.
You'll do a throwdown. You'll do a throwdown for sure for that.
Yeah. A couple of the logs that he was able to find another local cacher to go with him or share the cost of the plane. And when they found it, it was opened. Of course, the log was soaked. So fortunately, they replaced the log so they could sign it, put it back together. But you're right. You get there, you're not going to DNF that. No.
It just shows about how vast Alaska is. We're just so big of a state, and we're so limited on where we can go. Like Louise said, one road going south out of Anchorage. You can't get lost, and that's the only road you can go on. And so you can only get the caches that are off the road unless you go for a hike, take your ATV or something like that to get further out. And some of the best geocaching is done on an ATV because you can get down a trail up the side of a mountain and get these caches that have been sitting out there for 10 years, just waiting for a geocacher to come back and find it.
Exactly. I bet if anybody could figure out what state has the most lonely caches, it might be us.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably.
One of the things that amazed me, I said before, is that before we hopped on a plane to come back home, we had an event at a restaurant, and a lot of Alaskan cachers showed up. It was a really good event, well attended. And one of the things that amazed me, talking to because I talked to a bunch of cachers there, different Alaskan cachers, and one thing that amazed me, 2 things amazed me. One was the mobile store. We'll talk about that. 2 was nobody's been to Sitka. Nobody. Like, are you kidding? Everyone's like, oh, really? How was it? I'm like, you haven't been there? Like,
No.
You live here.
It's on my bucket list.
Mine too.
None of them have been there.
If I'd have known you were coming, Scott, I may have booked a flight with you.
Should have booked a flight with me.
Yeah.
It was so funny that no one had been there.
No.
And it's a gorgeous island. I highly recommend it, guys. But it's gorgeous. But it was just so funny that like no one had been there. Everyone's like, it's on my list. It's on my list.
On my list. Haven't been there.
Well, you can't drive from Anchorage, so the only way we get there is by boat or airplane.
Yeah, and the flight, honestly, Everett, the flight ain't cheap. It's not a cheap flight.
You're right.
There's something about spending about approximately $350 for one cache. Maybe not.
Well, there's 2. There's two of the old.
Oh, there's 2 there. Okay.
Well, that makes it worth it then.
2.
Yeah.
That makes it worth it, yeah.
It's only 175 each. I mean, hey.
But then you got to rent a car, so that's another expense on top of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a question I had, Scott, and that is when I was up in Alaska as well. All the tour guides told me that a lot of Alaskans themselves, they actually have their pilot's license because they have those the planes, like the little small planes themselves that land on and off the water and the glaciers, etc. as well. So you wouldn't team up with other caches who have a pilot's license to go and grab it, or
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we do. We have a couple of cachers who also have a pilot's license and have their own plane. In fact,
Yeah.
our bumper sticker for the state is "My other car is a plane."
I've seen it. Yep.
That's definitely, if someone's got a small plane, it's a way to get around and you can
Mhm.
find some other caches.
Mhm.
Years ago, I did have an airplane. I had an airplane for 15 years, and you know, that was before geocache. I wish I had it now because
Oh,
I'll go
yes,
out there and
Everett.
find some, but I've sold the airplane and kind of given up flying.
You had an airplane, like
I
a
did.
like a go-kart. I had an airplane.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
having a second car up here in Alaska.
Yeah, it is a second
I
car.
mean, you could
Yeah.
land on beaches. You didn't even need a runway. I landed
Yeah.
on roadways, just in the middle of nowhere, little gravel roadway.
Wow.
Because you have those big tires on those planes as well.
Yes.
The ones that they literally bounce. Scott, have you seen them when they land? They can
Yes.
literally almost.
Yeah.
They land in such a short space of time, like space of
Yes.
distance
Yep.
as well. So
Mhm.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Low air pressure in the tires, so it can pick up, go over fairly big rocks
Mhm.
without, hurting the airplane.
Mhm.
Well, I've got you another quick question that come up as well, and that is streaks, geocaching streaks. What's it like to try and keep a geocaching streak, especially in wintertime when there's
I know.
darkness in some places there for 24 hours a day for
Yes.
darkness?
Yeah. Mhm.
What's it like to keep? What are both your streaks like?
Well, mine's a short streak. I've only got 31 days. That's the longest I've got. I'm sure Louise has got a longer.
I don't think I've made it much longer. I'm not. Yeah. I don't think
we
I've made
do-
it much longer than that 31 days, and that's only because there was a challenge a few years ago in
right.
August.
Yes, the
So-
August streaks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the August
Well,
streak.
That was like
That was it.
2015 or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Like
I
2016.
think one of the guys in Alaska, Cap Sheldon, had the longest streak.
Yes.
He had, I don't remember, was it 5,000 or 5,100 days?
Right. It was quite a
Wow.
few years
It
even.
was
He
quite a
was
few.
counting it in
Wow.
years.
And the
Yeah.
biggest story about why he ended it was he was willing to keep going, to keep that streak going because he didn't want it to die. But he went out four-wheeling with some friends up north, and he meant to get a geocache as he went up there. Well, he forgot to get it. So he thought, okay, well, when we get done on the way back to Anchorage, I'll pick up a geocache. So they go up to Eklutna. They go way back there, like 30 some miles. So it's like a 60-mile round trip. By the time they got back to where that cache was at, it was past midnight, and his streak ended. And he stopped. He just said, "I'm done with my streak."
I'm done. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And it is hard because if you want to keep a streak going and you go out with friends or with a group and you go, you're not going to get just one. I mean, you want to get as many when you go someplace to get a cache on a four-wheeler, on your bikes, hiking up a mountain. If there's two on the top of that mountain, you're not going to get just one of them. You're going to get them both while you're there.
Like six. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to get both the 2000s. You're not getting this.
Mhm.
Okay. I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So I came into Alaska not knowing what to expect. I'd never been there. You have these preconceived notions of Alaska. And I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But what is it like to live there? What is it like to cache there? How is it caching in Alaska? I'm assuming you guys have cached in the contiguous as well, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
So talk to me about differences about the contiguous and Alaska, the differences in caching. The uniqueness of Alaska, of caching in Alaska. That's what I'm asking.
I think in Alaska you have to plan. You can't plan. You can't plan what's going to happen depending on where you're going. If you're hiking the hillside up in the mountains in the forest, you got to plan for anything. You got to plan that you're going to, run into a moose or run into a bear. Or get up there and then there's all of a sudden either a snowstorm at the top of the mountain or a rainstorm.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, I mean, in the wintertime, it's really hard here in Alaska. You want to go out geocache and all of a sudden we get dumped with 3 feet of snow. And a lot of people can't even get out of their driveways,
Right.
much
Yes.
less try to find the geocache,
Mhm.
buried in 3 feet of snow. Although I got to give you this one quote here before I go on. We have a geocacher up here. His name is Jack Cat, and he gave me the best quote about winter caching. He says, "All caches are findable in the winter. It's just how hard you want to work at it."
Yeah.
And I
For
have
instance-
dug in the snow.
Oh,
I
I've
was
dug.
out with
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
one time, and we dug 3 feet into the snow to find a geocache
Yeah.
Mhm.
because
Oh,
we
I live-
really wanted it.
I live in Chicago. I know winter caching. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah.
a lot of planning and preparation in Alaska versus,
Mhm.
I think in we call it the lower 48 states, but it just, you might have to put up with a little bit of rain, but usually when we're down there, it's, winter time and there's usually not that much snow,
Right.
outside.
it's funny is that so I came to Alaska, and again, preconceived notions. I'm going to see northern lights. I'm going to see a bear. I'm going to see a moose. I'm going to see all this awesome things. And Craig too. Craig is Craig is going to piggyback on this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been waiting for this. This is in my show notes. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pounce.
I was going to
Okay,
see.
Greg.
I was going to see a moose. I was going to see a bear. I was going to see
Mhm.
northern lights. I was going to see. Oh, Alaska's going to be beautiful, and it was beautiful. Don't
was
get me
beautiful.
wrong.
Yeah.
One of my favorite states to cache in ever. It's in my top 2. Okay.
Mhm.
But I saw no bears. I saw no northern lights. I saw no moose. I did see I did see an eagle.
Dude,
I
some
saw an eagle.
bald eagles.
Okay.
A bald eagle. Craig, what did you see?
So I did the train ride first. So you get a train ride from I can't even think of the city that it's in, Anchorage, all the way up to Denali. So I did the train ride like with the actual glass rooftop, like ready to see everything that Alaska has to offer. I had my eyes glued outside for the whole 3-4 hour train ride. What did I see? I saw trees. That's it. Nothing else. No moose, no bear, nothing at all in regards to the. I said straight away, it's a tourist trap. Alaska is a tourist trap. They tell you this moose stuff. They tell you all this. Scott, I went into the visitor center as well. There's got a beautiful cache inside the visitor center there. I think it's in Anchorage as well. Is it Anchorage?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Great cache inside the visitor center as well.
Mhm.
And inside you see like moose walking around the outside of the visitor center, and I'm like, so where are they? What do we have to do? Like, not once. I did not see one. I did see a couple of bald eagles. I don't know why you call them bald eagles because they all got feathers on their head, but like I did see a few of those, but that's about it, really. Let's be honest. So,
And I did go to that visitor center. It was a great cache, and it was
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful visitor center.
yeah.
Again, Chad, you've been to Alaska. What
Yep.
did you see?
I saw probably a few dozen bald eagles. I saw a mountain sheep. I did not see any bear. I did see some bear scat. Didn't see any moose, but basically they're nomadic. So depends upon the time of the year that you're there. You're either going to see no moose or you're going to see a lot of moose.
You did see bear poop, which is more than me.
Yeah. I saw
Who's
some bear scat.
Chad, how are you getting excited about some bear poop? I was gonna say the S word then. How are you getting excited about some bear poop?
I did see moose. Yeah, I saw a lot of moose.
I didn't.
Moose poop.
I did about it, but I recognized it.
Yeah,
and
you do.
You
You
know,
recognize bear scat, and you're just like you recognize moose poop nuggets.
Yeah.
right?
Guys,
funny
if you
is
were
that,
in my backyard last week, I had a brown bear walk right across my backyard, just over by my RV over here on the side of the house. Big old brown bear, and we get moose back here all the time walking around.
That's amazing.
Just
you
just have to be at the right place at the right time.
There
to
you
see
go.
them.
I think
And we
that's a
see
lot of
them.
it.
We see them out caching all the time. Louise, don't you have a good story about running into a moose?
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Oh,
my
tell us-
friend
tell us the moose
Meljo
story.
and I decided to go for this first to find up on the hillside, which the hillside is like the foothills to the mountain. So we call that the hillside. Up on the hillside behind a high school, there are just tons of trails, used summer and winter. Winter, there's ski trails. Summer, there's biking, hiking, geocaching. So we were behind the high school, up on these trails, going for the first to find. We got there. I think it was probably a good 1.5 mile hike to get to it. Joanne was the one who climbed the tree to get it down. So we head back to the car where we parked, and we come up to this ridge. And at the top of the ridge, there are 2 bears right there, gnawing on an old log.
Mhm.
I don't know, bees. And I didn't stop to check what they were having for dinner.
No.
But I said to Joanne, I don't think we can go that way. And being my first time being in that close proximity to bears, like 30 feet, I wasn't a very good geocacher or a very good Alaskan because I panicked and said, "We got to call 911." She says, "They won't do anything. We're going to be fine. We're going to turn around. We're going to tell them we're here. Here, bear, we're here." And we turned around. Well, turning around meant we had to walk another 1.5 miles further up to the hilltop ski area. And that's not where we parked.
So do you carry bear spray? Is it part of
I carry an air horn and bear bells.
just in your caching bag, like in
Yeah,
your
all the time. Yeah. If I'm going out there, it's going to be bear bells and an air horn.
Everett, what about you?
Yeah, if I'm going out in the woods, I usually have my bear spray with me. And sometimes I even carry a gun with me.
I thought you would take your sidearm, Everett.
I
Would
do.
a gun stop a
do.
bear though, or just piss it off? Let's be realistic.
Well, I mean, that's kind of last
It's-
thing that you would do. I mean, you definitely try to use the bear spray if you had to. I haven't had to use either one. I carry them with me, but just in case.
Right.
Mhm.
I had a bear experience once going for my 500th cache find, and I went with my Muggle wife, who's a photographer, so she likes taking pictures of wildlife. And on the way walking into the cache, which was in Kincaid Park, a big ski resort area with
Yep.
lots of trails, and we get there, we find the cache, and then we decide, well, let's go look for another cache. So we started down the trail. We ran into 4 moose on the trail, but they just kind of meandered off the trail. We kept going. We ran into a black bear with 2 baby cubs
Jeez.
right
Oh,
there.
that's bad.
And
That's
then,
bad. Yeah.
then something spooked the cubs, and we saw them go up a tree.
Right.
And I mean, this is just the nature that we cache in.
Yeah.
You know, you don't expect to find them, but occasionally, you just run into them like that.
Now, see my shell. We have to worry about bears and moose. Didn't you have to worry about kangaroos?
Okay, so in Australia, very different, right? So Chad, this is going to interest Chad more than anyone else, right? And that is wombats. Chad, you can look this up. Chad GPT, we call him. Chad GPT, look this up. Look up for me, right, as we speak, wombat scat, wombat poop. Have a look at wombat poop. Wombat poop itself is... Wombat poops is square, like an actual, like a dice, in square in shape.
No way.
And they always poop on like a rock or something. So if you know a wombat's around, because you look at a rock and you see a square bit of poop on a rock, so you'll see a wombat's around. So yeah,
Square
There you
It
go, Chad.
almost looks like a charcoal briquette.
There you go. See? There you go. Told you.
Weird.
There you go.
Okay, that's weird.
That's weird, yeah.
I knew I'd entice you. But no, when it comes to Australian stuff, I mean, yes, we do have snakes and spiders and all that sort of stuff too. But the thing with caching in Australia is that nothing wants to actually kill you, whereas a bear will want to kill you in most cases, especially if it's around a mum, around its cubs or whatever
Right,
as well.
yeah.
It'll want to go you. Nothing in
Right.
Australia wants to. So yeah, they're all venomous and stuff as well. But if you stamp your feet through the woods as you're going through, then they're going to scatter away. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
there's no problem with it. But yeah, we don't have to have sidearms on in Australia because of animals at all. So yeah. But in saying that too, do you find yourself with your wildlife up there as well, because you don't have the percentage of population? Do you find that your wildlife is more than muggles up there?
In the rural, up in the hillside, yes. In the city, urban caches, muggles. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. But on the hillside, it's more the wildlife when you're out away from the urban.
But
Definitely.
another good fact about Alaska is we don't have any poisonous animals. We don't have any poisonous spiders or
No.
reptiles or
No, or
snakes. We
snakes.
don't have any of that. You do have to obviously watch for bears and moose. Moose generally will leave you. Well, really, moose and bear will generally leave you alone.
Mhm.
Just you don't want to startle one.
No.
No.
That's one thing I learned is once I started learned to cache in Alaska, I have no fear in putting my hand under a lamppost skirt. But when I first went to take a trip geocaching outside, because that's what we call all of you in the lower 48, you're all outside of us. My friends warned me, you take gloves, you take a flashlight, don't put your hands anywhere you can't see.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this sounds scary.
Poke it with a stick.
But it's true. Yeah, you
It's
don't put them under a lamppost skirt in Arizona or anyplace else. So,
Chad, tell us about your trip to Alaska.
So basically I took a cruise, went to where we go. We went to Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway. One morning, woke up in Tracy Arm Fjord, and decided to say, "Is there any geocaches around on the mountains around here?" And then I looked, and I looked. It's like, oh, there's an earth cache 300 feet away from me. So I wound up doing the earth cache and got the cache for that day, and had a great time. But yeah, I saw on one of the trips when we were out there, we saw these white little dots on the sides of the mountains moving. And it was like, oh, those are mountain sheep or hillside. I'm not sure the exact term, but the sheep on the you ever see on the nature shows those sheep that are like standing on like sheer cliffs.
Yeah.
These sheep were actually up there doing that, and I thought that was one of the coolest things that I saw. But yeah, so I had a great time caching there. I definitely want to go back, and
no Sitka,
we will go back.
No Sitka. Your cruise didn't take you to Sitka.
Some of the cruises do, some do not.
Right. Most cruises are in the inner channel, the inner waterways, which Sitka you would have to be on the outer. I did see a couple wells out there as well, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, the caching visitor center. I think you got. Was the visitor center that you're referring to the one in Juneau?
No, I was talking about the one in Anchorage.
Anchorage. Okay, I haven't been up to Anchorage. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
Anchorage.
Yes, we have all the best caches in Anchorage.
Well,
I cached a ton of them. What's funny is I was in a suburb just outside of Anchorage, right? And I'm literally in a suburb, houses everywhere, in a neighborhood. Okay, and there's a park in the neighborhood, and we're getting a cache, and there's moose poop. I'm like, moose are in like the suburbs? Is it like is that like your deers? Are moose like your deers?
Yeah, they're in downtown Anchorage sometimes.
It's
walk right through downtown.
Like I can't imagine being in the suburb. I'm like, oh look, a moose. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. They wander our town.
Unfortunately, we live in their country.
Amazing.
You see that in Wyoming, parts of Wyoming as well, with the elk and moose, and bears.
Okay. Yeah.
Bears. I mean, we got bears 60 minutes away from me up in the hills. We got mountain lions. There's a couple mountain lions spotted on Ring cameras just in my neighborhood last week. So
you got something to watch out for when you go out there for those caches.
Yeah. I've seen bobcats on my ring camera multiple times.
Okay.
Wow, really? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you keep your pets inside. I hear coyotes capturing their dinner up on the hillside by me.
Got a question from the chat room here. Who are the best hiders in Alaska?
Oh, good question. Good question. GSM times 2.
It's interesting. Some of the cachers who started way before 2010, they were, I'm going to call them some hardcore cachers. They would go to great lengths, distance-wise, to hide a good quality cache. Hard to get to. A lot of hiking or ATVs, like Everett said. And back in 2010, before I moved there was a couple who had a fishing boat in Seward, which again is 2 hours on a good day, south, one road, 2-lane, it's the highway. Well, we say that they placed the first like geo trail, like power trail, because from Anchorage to Seward, there are 20, 40, 60, 80, not 80 some, Everett. We got 20, 24, 60, 80, close to 100 geocaches along the way. They made sure every one of them has a pullout, and they, on their cache pages, which I encourage people to look at your laptop, because it shows the old 2-lane dirt road between Anchorage and Seward.
Wow.
And it is called the Seward Highway Cache Tour.
Oh, nice.
Now the gentleman has passed away a number of years ago. His wife was not good with the computer, even though she wrote up the whole cache page and got the pictures. So Everett and myself and 2 other cachers adopted those over 80 caches on the Seward Highway Cache Tour, just so they could keep going.
Yeah, instead of archiving the caches, we wanted to keep that series alive. So we all chipped in and took some of the caches. And a lot of the caches were missing. We had to go back out and replace them, but we've been able to keep them up ever since.
But that's kind of like our first, power trail in Alaska was back then.
Right.
Since then, there's some like Blazing Pathways. She's done some great power trails up the hillside on a trail. You got to walk. ATVs, they did one. They did one on, it's called the Alaska Highway. It goes between Paxson and, what's the other one over there? It runs east and west for about 120 miles. It's dirt, but there are caches all along that road, which is only open 3 months out of the year, June, July, or August. If you want those caches, you got to go then.
Or a snow machine in the winter.
Wow.
I guess you could, but I don't think you'd find them all.
All caches are winter friendly, just how hard you want to work at
it. Bring your shovel, Everett.
I know. I'd also like to do a shout out to Jack Cat too, because in Alaska, his caches, and I think he's got about, what does he have, about 400, 500 caches? And he's the #1 favorited cacher in Alaska. So his caches are really good quality. And hard. Some are very hard to find.
Very hard, yeah. Every state has, or every area, where I'm sure you all know this, wherever you live and you cache frequently, there's always one cacher who we call his caches evil.
Oh,
yes.
And don't you dare ask him for a hint until you have at least 4 DNFs on his cache.
Oh, wow.
Then maybe he'll toss you a bone and throw you.
Who is that? Which cacher? Talk to me.
Jack Cat.
Jack Cat.
Yeah, I think I tried for a couple of Jack
Cats. Yeah, tried. Good
they're
word.
not easy.
No, tried.
His 3 difficulties are like 10 for most other geocaches.
Oh yeah.
I think he had one. I think we went for one of his in a park, and it was in a shelter, and we gave up. We're like,
yeah.
So
very devious. Very devious. I asked him once about one of his caches because our now they make these 3D pine cones.
Yeah.
Well, what he does is he takes a little bison. He'll take an old pine cone from the ground, peel off each of the petals, and painstakingly glue them around.
Oh, wow.
The container.
That's just too much time.
Exactly.
It looks like a real pine cone. They're hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to see.
So his is, and then when he puts it in a tree with all the other ones, you can't. I mean, it is real. It is.
Yeah. And just for all you listeners out there after the show, Chad's is proudly showing off his 3D printed content as we speak.
I did some painting on this one as well, so it's harder to tell that it's plastic.
Yeah.
But couple different rounds.
So a hint out there for everyone: if you're going up to Alaska and you want to find one of these guys' actual caches themselves, all you have to do is put in a DNF on 4 days ago, then a DNF 3 days ago, a DNF 2 days.
There you go. Then he'll give you a hint.
And then he'll give you a hint saying that you've been there for 4 days straight.
Yeah.
Then you send him a message and ask him for a hint.
Ask him for a hint then. Exactly. I've been here for 4 days straight and I'm going back home to the lower 48. Can you give me some sort of hint? So
right. Exactly. Yeah. Or when we love our events up here too. We have events at least a couple every month. Or when you go to an event, you go over to another cacher because you've looked at the cache page lots of times and you say, hey, can you give me a hint on that Jack Cat cache? Yes. Or sometimes what I have done at an event is I've talked out loud about it and said, let's get a posse together. What are you all doing after the event? Let's go. Let's go find it. And you
remember we did that for one of Jack Cat's caches. We had 12 people. We went over there over an ocean view, and we spent 45 minutes and could not find that cache.
Right.
So can you give me an example
of what it was? No, we never found it.
I will give you an example
some of the other ones, some of the other evil hides that he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, are these like DNA tubes with a rock glued onto them? Are these magnetic flat packs that blend in completely?
They could be one of Scott's favorite, and that is just a magnetic nano stuck inside a tree stump.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll give you two examples. One, there was a boulder, and so I won't tell you which cache it is, but he took the boulder and he rotated it over and took a screwdriver and drilled a hole in it.
Wow.
And then put the geocache and put the boulder back down. Well, you can get to it without rolling the boulder over, but you can't see it. So you almost have to reach under there to feel it. And another one was a tree branch that was really low to the ground, and there was a hole drilled into the tree branch, and it was a dead tree. And he puts a little nano and glues it underneath. Again, the only way you could see that is you almost had to lay on your back and
look
crawl
up
to see it.
Yeah.
The dead branch laying on the ground, and it's underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, that's evil. I mean, I found those in broken limbs that you could tell came from the tree, but one that's still attached and up underneath it, that's evil.
Yeah. And for all you listeners,
and I are totally opposite. All my caches are meant to be found, so they're fairly easy to find. Yeah. However, once you find the cache, it may not be so easy to get to the log, because I put a lot of gadget caches out. Some of my gadget caches are not easy.
Yeah.
In
no,
fact,
they're not
Louise,
at all.
didn't you take apart one of my gadget caches?
I broke it. I think I broke 2 of yours, Everett. Yeah. No idea how it comes apart. It's really cute, and it's very well done.
You took it all apart, didn't you?
I took it all. Then I had to send Everett a message. Sorry, Everett, I took your cache apart. I didn't mean to, but I wanted to sign that log.
You know why? Is you went to the trunk of your car and you took out that life box. You got a screwdriver out and you got a hammer and nail out and you actually pulled it apart. That way. I know what you did. You went to your life box that you said before earlier in the show.
yeah, exactly.
They call it life box.
Life box.
Yeah.
What do you call it? What do you call it? Freeweez?
What is it called? Is
what
it a
did you
life
call
box? What did you guys call that box in the trunk?
In the trunk of your car?
Your emergency kit.
Emergency kit.
Emergency kit. Yes, my emergency kit. Yeah.
Life box.
You use a different term for it, but I mean, I would call it my emergency kit here. It's like when I'm going up in the Sierras, I always make sure that I've got my emergency kit on me.
Okay. Yeah. And mine is really a box. It's a cardboard box, but it doesn't have my geocaching tools in it. Those are in another separate thing.
So my geocaching tools are in a Rubbermaid tote in the back of my SUV.
Talk to us about the KMTA trail.
Oh yeah.
Great.
That was a good undertaking. We partnered with, and KMTA stands for Kenai Mountain Turnagain Arm, and it is the heritage area. Mm-hmm. I think they're national. They're a national organization. For Kenai Mountains is national. And we partnered with them. How many years ago, Everett? You have some of them. I don't have any.
Yeah, it's been about 3 or 4 years. 3
I
years
think
ago
so.
now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they allowed us, because you have to have a permit to put any caches in our national parks, which Chugach Mountains, Kenai Turnagain Arm is. So we partnered with them with a permit to place caches, and they're anywhere along, basically between Anchorage and again in that Seward, but they branch out to Cooper Landing and then over to Hope and over to Girdwood. So a little few side roads off that main road going north and south. And how many are there? 100? No,
there's like 25.
22.
Like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was our.
Go ahead.
Well, it was our first attempt at like a geo trail. Mm-hmm. We can't do a geo tour, but it's our first attempt. Everett, tell us a little bit more about those. You were in on placing some.
Basically, there was a lot of planning that went into this. I think Emily kind of led the charge with us and organized it. And then what we did was we divvied up the caches between, I think, about 6 or 7 geocachers. We all took like 3 or 4 and would go out there and hide them, wrote it up, took photographs of, the areas and, wrote about the history and things like that. And then we consolidated everything into one account, to put it into the GeoTrail account. And it was just, it would have been a lot of work for one person to do,
Right.
but because we divvied it all up, it turned out really good. Most of them are ammo cans.
Ammo cans, yep.
And,
Mhm.
they're painted and they're kept up really good. We check them every year before
Mhm.
the season just to make sure they're still in place. Swag's in them. Everything's good. The
Mhm.
log books.
And those, again, are only available basically when there's no snow, June, July, and August. So
Right.
every June we have a KMTA kickoff event to encourage people to go find them all. But each cache has its own little history of the area. So that's kind of cool too. And then the Geocaching, Alaska Geocache organization came up with a coin to commemorate this. And once you find all 22 of them and submit it, then you can get the coin.
And
So
a
that's kind
path
of
tag.
cool. And a path tag, yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Nice. That's
Mhm.
cool.
Nice.
I've been on the board for a number of years, and we've really talked about having is there anything smaller than a mega? I don't think so. I don't know. But
Yeah, an event.
an event. We have
An
events. We have events. We're never going to be able to have one of the big ones because we can't get all the. We have a lot of cashers that come every summer to get their 50th state.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you, Scott. You came with you wanted that oldest cache.
Yeah.
And your 49th state, but we can't get all of those tours to come at the same time. Our biggest event probably had 40 people there, 45.
And it's a
Mhm.
shame because it's a beautiful state. Absolutely.
Mhm. It's just so big. I mean,
Oh,
people the cashers in Fairbanks, if they wanted to come to an event in Anchorage, it's a 4.5 hour drive.
Yeah, I know. I
Unless-
tried to get the webcam and I didn't have the time. Yeah. it's
Yeah,
just a long
exactly.
drive.
Right. It's the time thing. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you pay the money to fly.
Right.
But our
Mhm.
group is so active, and like you said, we get a lot of people at our events. I mean, even like Mirror Lake last week, we probably had 20, 25 people there.
Yes. Mhm.
The pirate event I do every year that has 30, 35
30,
people
yep.
that show up.
Mhm.
But again, this is just our group because
Yeah.
you can't
It's
really
greater
get somebody
Anchorage,
from
really.
Portland to come up here or Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to fly up here for an event.
No,
Right.
and it's what's amazing is that like our event had 20 some people. Like it was a big event. We were expecting 5.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They
It's
came out to
huge.
see you.
It was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And one of the things they had, I want to bring this up, guys, the mobile store.
Yes.
The mobile store.
Mobile store. That's what we have.
Chad, and I'm assuming Craig, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, not at
The
all.
group, is it the Alaskan? What's your geocaching group?
Geocache Alaska.
Thank you.
Geocache Alaska.
We have a mobile store. So I'm talking to somebody. I can't remember who runs it. What's her name? I can't remember her name.
Lisa.
Lisa, thank you. I'm talking to Lisa. We're chit-chatting, and she's like, and she's talking about the mobile store. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. She's like, you want to see it? I got it. I'm like, yeah. So she takes me back. She opens her car, and it's just a store. Everything is there. Anything you want, you can buy. It's like geocachingshop.com store right there in her car. I bought like $40 worth of stuff.
Thank you, Scott.
I did. Like, I bought like $40. Like, and they even take credit cards. It's the best part. It's like boom, credit card. Yep. Like, it was great.
Hashtags, geocoins.
Genius idea. Genius idea. Yeah, clothing, hats, coins.
Yeah.
Sea hide type of containers. Every
Mhm.
type of container you got. Amazing.
Yeah.
Such a great idea.
Have
There's
you
no-
never seen that before?
I have
I guess
never
I'm
seen
just
that
kind of
before.
used to it because it's what we
No.
do here.
No, never seen that before.
I've never seen that.
Really?
The beauty part
Real
is-
popular. I mean, all
is
the
that because of-
geocachers here were always buying stuff from it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that because everybody's so far away? You got to have
Yes.
that mobile store.
Yeah, yeah. We had a board member for a couple of years who lived in Fairbanks, and we finally talked him into, and they don't have many events in Fairbanks. We finally talked him into having an event, which was fortuitous because he happened to be the member of some kind of a lodge on the board of the lodge. So he opened up the lodge for this Saturday, and then he brought the grill out in the back. Well, of course, the organization paid for the hamburgers and hot dogs. Everybody brought a dish of pash, but there were a number of us. I think a couple people flew up there, did take the plane, and flew into Fairbanks. A number of us drove, so there was a good representation of Alaska cachers at that Fairbanks event. So we've tried to talk more people into Fairbanks and hey, why don't you guys have events? Have a coffee, have a Cito, but some communities are good at that and some are not so much.
But I love the fact of a mobile
But that's
store.
where the mobile store can go.
Such
You're
a great
right.
idea. Such a great idea.
Wasn't it interesting when she opened it up? Oh, it's a giant fishing box.
It's like, it was ridiculous. It was
Yeah.
like, she's like, what do you want? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was expecting like a box of stuff.
Yep.
No, he had everything.
And you're absolutely right, Scott. And it's because, people live far away. So
Right.
they have to come. We go to the store, goes to them. The store goes to where events are. So
And isn't the store online too? Is it not? Is it online?
yes, we also have one online.
What is
You
it
are
online?
correct.
You want to plug that? Do you know what it is offhand?
Geocachealaska.org, or you can do GCAK, geocacheak.org, and you'll find it.
There you go. Okay.
The store will be there.
The mobile store.
Mobile
There you
store.
go.
That's
One
it.
more thing as well, because we're getting late in the show now as well, Scott, and that is, if people haven't been to Alaska yet, right, I want you to tell them, number one, when is the best time to go geocaching in Alaska, and number two, what sort of caches are you best to find in Alaska while you're up there? I mean, forget about the Scots out there that want the oldest and want this and want that.
Yeah.
What do you think would be an ideal for an everyday person to go and find the best part of Alaska by geocaching?
I really think it depends on if they want to do urban or if they want to get out into up on the hillside and in the mountains. I mean, that's really, and if they're hikers and they want to go up and find those lonely caches, contact one of us, have an event, plan some days after that so we can drive you, or you can go with somebody and we'll take you there. I think many of us cachers in Anchorage are happy to do that. A couple of years ago, a big contingent of German cachers came. I think they had a tour guide, but they spent some days in Anchorage, had an event. I met them. Well, like good Germans, they take public transportation, which was fine, but they missed their bus after the event. Six of them missed the bus. 6 German guys. And I happened to see that they missed their bus. So I drove over there and said, hey, I think you missed your bus. Oh, did we miss the bus? Yeah, you missed the bus. I call another cacher friend. He came over. We each took 3 of them in our car. Well, of course, instead, we're not going to take them right back to their hotel. It's still light in June till midnight. Let's go find some caches. Yes. So we took them to find some caches. And then they say they wanted to find the oldest one in Anchorage, which happens to be in Kincaid Park. No public transportation goes there. Oh, can you take us there on Friday? So sure. We did. We picked them up on Friday morning and we took them caching all day long into Kincaid Park and picked out some other ones. So yeah, let us know. There's people happy to take you around.
Louise, you and we've met a lot of good cachers from outside. I mean, one that comes to mind right away is Linda Magtangle.
Yes.
Down in Olympia, Washington.
Right.
She came up here. She came out to an event. We befriended her. You and I both went out caching.
I did. Yes. Yeah.
And I'm still good friends with her. Every time I go to Washington, I look her up. Yep. Hey, Linda, you want to go geocaching down around Olympia?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I picked a couple up once from the airport because they were flying in, but our event was like 30 minutes after they landed. And they talked about maybe they could walk. Well, it's too far to walk. I knew that. They talked about public transportation. They would have to go downtown, transfer, and then get back. I texted them, and I'm like, hey, I'm close to the airport. I'll pick you up. You can go to the event with me.
Yeah. Dude, you took Cody Dog. I took Cody Dog,
exactly.
Cody's like, yes. Like, you guys
he wanted that cache.
I'm going to get a cache.
Yeah, he wanted that cache. Exactly.
She'll drive me to the airport.
Yeah.
But back to the original question, I think Anchorage is a good hub to start with any geocacher. Mm-hmm. And again, Louise is right. It depends on what style they want to do. Yeah. But if you want to do some urban caching downtown, there's a virtual cache down there. There's a gadget cache down there. There's a lot of cool caches down there. Mm-hmm. And for urban caching, downtown Anchorage is a great place to be. But just getting off to a trail like the Campbell Creek airstrip area or Kincaid Park, great hiking trails around there. Hundreds of caches.
Yes.
I mean, they could take just in the Anchorage area. They could spend 2 or 3 days just doing trail caching and have a lot of
Right.
fun. So it's
Yeah.
the type of cacher that they are, but there's a lot of things to do in Anchorage that they don't even need to leave Anchorage.
Right.
Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
we mostly did urban in Anchorage, but we did go to like the Cache Across America. That was what, half an hour away or something like
No,
that.
that was an hour up north in
Not
Wasilla.
like an hour, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, an
Mhm.
hour, which was gorgeous, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
hmm
And,
And if you had had the whole day, you could have stopped for other ones along the way.
yeah, we did not stop for others.
Mhm. Yeah.
We had to get
Yeah,
back.
we have a great power trail up at Eklutna. In fact, Geocache
Yes.
Alaska has hosted some events where people come up with their campers and they park them up there with their ATVs, and we go back on bicycles and ATVs, and some people would just walk the trails. And I think there's 120 caches along
I
there
think so too. It's like an
along a lake,
16-mile along a lake trail.
Yeah.
hmm
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
that's always fun.
It's
Yeah,
it's
we have
it's,
some of
it's
those.
beautiful. I mean, even downtown. And one of the things I love, this is one of the things I loved about Alaska, okay, is that it's like a Thursday night. Okay, I think we got there on a Thursday night.
Right.
It's 9:45, okay, p.m. on a Thursday night. Sun is still out.
Right.
Sun's still out.
Mhm.
Okay, it's still freaking daytime. Okay, and we're in a brewery, like in downtown Anchorage.
Right.
I can't remember the name of it. There's an Adventure Lab right in front of it. If that may help you guys, I don't know.
Oh, 49 State Brewing.
Yeah.
Boom, there you
That's
go.
my adventure lab.
No,
Yes.
it's not. You're
Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's it. So it's 9:45. It's daylight outside. Okay, daylight 9:45, and we are in there eating and drinking, having an amazing time. We get out about 10:15, 10:30, still daylight. Okay,
Right.
and people are still walking in for dinner.
Yeah.
Walking in. Meanwhile, there is a candlelight concert going on in the other room at 10 p.m. on a Thursday night, packed. Okay, like, and I'm looking like, what is going on with this town? Don't people work? Like, it's like 10 o'clock. It's like late.
Alaskans take every advantage of every little daylight we can.
Crazy.
Louise, don't we just live for the summers?
We do. I have gone out for a first to find with my friend who lives not too far away from me at like 10:30 at night because it's
Yep.
still light.
It's still light. It was
Still
still light.
light.
Still light.
Let's go. Let's go.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
I'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
People were still walking in for dinner at 10:30.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
it just blew me
We
away.
love our midnight sun.
It just blew me away. Like, yeah, so it is a fantastic fantastic state, guys. If
Right.
you've never been
I
there,
just encourage people, if you're coming, if any other cachers are listening in, and you're going to come to Alaska, just have an event, look up some caches and contact one of us. So happy to help.
that is freeweez, and that is Geofootstomper as well.
Mhm.
Like, that's it. And guys, now that we're an hour into this show, you understand why I met Louise, and I said I have to have you on. She is amazing. She's
She's the greatest.
Thank you, Scott.
Gave me a big hug when I left. And
Yeah.
You're an amazing.
Yeah, I I don't think I'll ever get over the joy of geocaching, even when I have 3 DNFs in a row. But the DNFs, they start to bug me. So then I have to go back again and again and again.
No, but I had an amazing time in Alaska. I want to go back. I
Mhm.
want to go get the webcam. I want to get the webcam there.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in where is it? It's up north.
Fairbanks.
Fairbanks.
Thank you.
Mhm. It's the only one. Yeah.
I saw Sitka. I saw Anchorage. There's some.
Right.
I had a layover in Juneau, so I want to go back because Juneau is beautiful from what I saw.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I do for just so you guys know, maybe to dig you guys a little bit. I did put an adventure lab in the Sitka airport. It exists.
Oh, did you?
It's mine. Yeah, it said like it said 3 finders. Mind you, it did not have a FDF. Took like 2 weeks for somebody to find the lock in
Oh
FDF.
my. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, there is an adventure lab in the Sitka airport. That
Okay.
yeah. So I do.
That
have,
is cool. I
I
may
have like
have
air
to.
quote cash in Alaska.
I may have to spend that money and go there, Scott.
You got
Louise, we may have to put together a group to go down there.
Hey, that would be great. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be good?
Another cute little story. I had really good caching friends that lived in Bethel. Bethel, again, is you really can only fly there. I mean, probably not even a boat. You can't take an ATV. You got to fly there.
Right.
And I'm communicating with him because he had a number of caches in Anchorage that I would watch. He finally said, if I have a Bethel Invitational, how many would come? And then I said, "Ooh, I could get some people. We could fly over there. Can we fly and get back in the same day?" Yeah, from Anchorage, you can fly there in the morning and get back to Anchorage at nighttime. So it'd be a day trip, right? So he said, "Well, I've got my truck. My wife has something. We got another friend. We can take like 12 people." I said, "I'll get 12 people together." We picked a date. 12 people booked their plane. We all showed up at the airport in Anchorage. We flew over there. They picked us up. They took us caching all day long because he's an avid cacher. So he had all these caches around Bethel, in and out. They fed us dinner, and then they brought us back to the airport at night so we could fly back to Anchorage.
Amazing. Geocachers are the best people.
I know. Where else?
Yep.
I
They
mean,
really
only in
are.
Alaska, right?
The
Yeah.
best people.
Yeah.
The best people.
Fun times. Fun times. Good talking to all of you.
Oh, it's such a
Yeah,
pleasure.
definitely.
It is. Louise, I miss you. You're such a pleasure to talk to.
Thank you.
I can talk to you all night. You are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we certainly could.
You
We
guys
certainly
need to
could.
come back up here sometime. I promise you, I'll find you a moose somewhere.
Right. And I'm gonna look up wombat poop.
Yes, look at the wombat
I
put.
did. I looked
Exactly.
it up. It's creepy. It is.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
All we have thousands of people Googling wombat poop.
Yeah, I think so too.
It
Yes.
happens every show. Something about Australia happens every show. But I will say to the average Joe Blow out there, and I was one of these as well. I'm still a geocacher, but if you can go up to do the Alaskan cruises is one of the main tourist reasons why people go to Alaska for Alaskan cruises. If you're with a Muggle friend, for instance, or a Muggle partner, then still go up there, do the Alaskan cruise. You still do this train trip, absolutely magnificent, to Denali, do the whole lot, and then do the Alaskan cruise. You can still geocache on the cruise ship because the Glacier Bay, you get to the end of the bay, the cruise ship does a 360-degree turn. It's got really nice and slow, and you can get 2 earth caches at the same time, one of each glacier as it goes into the bay. So absolutely stunning and gorgeous and breathtaking and well worth it. Definitely go up there with favorite points. And if you haven't been to Alaska yet, it doesn't matter where you are in the rest of the world, you need to get to Alaska at some point in time.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
I totally agree with you. I would take exception to taking the train up to Denali. When you're in Anchorage, rent an RV. It's where you're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
sleep. It's your transportation. You can
Mhm.
make a meal. You can stop wherever you want to at all the caches along the way.
Yep.
You can't do that on a train.
Trust me when I say, because I live in an RV, so to speak. I'm a van lifer full time.
Right?
If
Yeah.
you don't think that at some point in time in my life that I will be doing a trip all the way up north into the actual, what do you call it, the Arctic Circle as well. I want to go.
Oh,
into
yes, the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to drive all the way up into the Arctic
Oh,
Circle. I want
You
to
better
step
take
foot
me
in the ocean.
along.
Yeah.
We will
That's
go
one,
with
I
you.
have not been to the Arctic
You will
Circle
go.
yet and gotten a cache
Really?
up there.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
if you don't think I've already thought about that and planned it out, then you're sadly
Okay.
mistaken. It's already
There
thought
we
about
go.
too. So, yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Louise, Everett, don't hang up. Okay, stay
Okay.
where you are. Okay.
All right.
You guys stay.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you back. I mean, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you so much. We do appreciate you. Don't leave. Stay right there. Okay. Do not hang up. Okay.
Okay.
Chadley,
Sir.
Chad,
Yes, sir.
next week, kid.
Mhm.
Alaska. First of all, Alaska, such a great state.
Oh,
Guys, if
beautiful.
you've never been there, it was beautiful.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I was floored by it. I
Mhm.
was floored
Mhm.
by the beauty. And I'm not a cushy beauty guy, floored by the beauty of it. Just absolutely floored. And because I've seen a lot. I've seen 48 states before that. You know, I'm like, I've seen some really cool stuff, but damn. You go to
Scott-
Sitka, damn.
Scott, you said it was in the top 2. What's the other one in the top 2 for you, state-wise?
Guess. You'll never guess.
Well,
Guess.
if it's the same as mine, then it's going to be Wyoming.
No. Close.
No, really,
Idaho.
Idaho. Oh, wow. You like,
Gorgeous.
you like your potatoes, do you? You like your
I-
potatoes?
Yeah, baked potatoes, gorgeous. Gorgeous state. Gorgeous state.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of my favorite places.
There you
Idaho.
go.
Absolutely.
There you go. Wow.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Anyway, look at Chad. Chad gave me a weird look. Like,
No, I was thinking of my favorites. Alaska's definitely in my top 5. Wyoming's in my top 5.
Wow.
see, I was in Wyoming. Honestly, hand to God, I was in Wyoming. The entire time I was in Wyoming, it was nighttime. I couldn't.
Oh, that's the problem.
Couldn't
Yeah, you can't.
appreciate
You
it.
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
You gotta get my earth cache in. I've got an earth cache in Wyoming.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
It was nighttime the entire time.
In Thermopolis, the middle of Wyoming.
Yeah,
Thermopolis.
Sure. Anyway, I maybe I'll get back to Wyoming one day.
Yeah.
It's not in my plan. maybe. Chadley, next week, guys. I'm not gonna be on the show. My son is playing a baseball game.
Oh no! So who's in charge?
A bro bueno show. Is what a full bro bueno show.
Mhm.
But to make it
Mhm.
interesting and fun,
Mhm.
and if you're an iPhone user, we've got Nick from Cash.
So what's Chad even doing then on the show? If that's the case.
We got Cashly updates and discussion.
Oh yes.
And Cashly.
Yes.
Oh, guys, I love when Nick comes on. I'm sad that I have to miss his show because he's amazing. And guys, if you're an iPhone user and you don't use Cashly, that's kind of a crime. And
Big
But,
crime. Big crime.
yeah, we've got him coming back on the show next week to talk about Cashly. All the updates that are coming, I think in the 8.1. I think they're up to. I think it's up to 8.1. The 8.1, either it's out or it's coming. I can't remember. I haven't looked at my Cashly to see what version it is.
Yeah.
But he's going to come with a slew of new stuff, so it's going to be fun to listen to. So that's next week. Go ahead.
Before we go, Scott, we haven't even mentioned Joshua, the geocaching vlogger. I haven't mentioned his name yet. I had to mention his name.
There you go.
There you go. He's cached in Alaska as well. Did a brilliant 3 or 4 part series, because I edited the videos for him, of him caching all through Alaska. And one of his top moments itself was him kayaking in the Iceberg Lagoon through Alaska. Like unbelievable.
Did that with his wife, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, he was with his wife.
Yeah,
at the time.
I remember that.
Yeah. He did like a cache tour. It was one of his cache tours, the trips that he does. Exactly. Go and have a look at that on his YouTube channel.
I watch his videos.
Yeah, because they're good, because most of the times I edit them, so they're decent. But anyway, so yeah, go and have a look at that one there, the cache tour on the Geocaching Vloggers channel, and you'll see 3 or 4 videos of pure Alaska bliss. So, bliss, Alaska bliss. There you go, Josh.
And guys, thank you. Next week, guys, Cashly updates and discussion. No me. It's a Bro Bueno show. So everybody, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. Everybody, we will talk to you guys next week. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook and YouTube. The archive video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click the subscribe or get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $5, you'll get a ton of additional information, extra audio, extra video, only available to our Patreon members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/thegeocaching-podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cashly, Logwork, FDF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Suds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Arted Crafted, PathTags.com, Cashcraft, and GeoGo. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we will talk to you guys next week. And we're clear. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. We'll talk to you guys next week. Guys, you don't leave. You freeweez, Everett, stay where you are. Everybody else, be well, be safe. Bye-bye.